So basically what I'm trying to do this morning is trying to figure out what's going on with the front of my Jeep. Lately there's been a squeak going on, and so I haven't been able to diagnose the problem, and I'm taking the time to do that this morning to hopefully figure out why it's squeaking. So basically when I drive I can hear like a high-pitched squeaking noise, kind of like a caster wheel on like a, I don't know, a chair or something. It just kind of squeak, 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 squeak when it rotates, and I can only hear it like under 30 miles an hour when, you know, it's not so loud and I have the window down. But rolling this front wheel, I can't seem to hear that squeak. But I did find that this is a little bit loose. I don't know why, but it looks like the steering rack is moving along with it, so I think it's just a little bit of play in the steering. Try this other side and see if maybe it's on that side. Well, it doesn't appear to be that either. Okay, well that's frustrating. I went to take off the rim because I wanted to get a better look at everything, and I realized that our 4-way wrench doesn't even fit in these holes. So if I ever get like a flat tire or anything, I'm not going to be able to change it. I don't have a tool for it because it's like a really small space. So that's really frustrating. So I really can't get very far on this project that I wanted to. Dang, I need some new tires. They're bad. So that squeaking sound was the sound I was talking about. If anybody knows what that could possibly be, please let me know, because I've been racking my brain trying to figure this out. I had Kaylee filming that clip, and she said it sounded like it was coming from this tire, so I'm gonna jack it up back here and see if maybe that's what the problem is. Okay, I found the culprit. You can hear it ever so slightly. So I really wish that I could take this off, because there might be like a rock stuck between the rotor and the pads, or it's some other thing that I can't see because the rim's in the way and I don't have a lug wrench to take it off. But at least I know which wheel it is, so now I don't have to worry so much about the front end. Because the front end's been kind of weird lately. I'll turn a certain way and it'll kind of shift to one side, which makes me wonder if that's what that shaking was all about that I was testing. It was actually worse on the right side too, so that would kind of explain the balding tire on the right front. All I know is I don't have enough mechanical knowledge to really know how to fix this kind of stuff. I just wish I knew where the squeak was coming from. I just turn around in my driveway and I see Luna crawling up the window. Wow, I'm blinking right now. What is this called? Screen? What are you doing, little girl? So, upon further investigation on the internet, it looks like maybe it's that indicator that squeaks when the brakes are starting to get really low. But the weird part about that is I've never heard about it squeaking without pressing on the brakes, so it kind of makes me wonder if that's what it is. If it is, it's probably because it's a little bit newer vehicle and I've never owned anything newer than a 96, so maybe that's what it is, but I don't know. I can't take the rim off, and I don't have the money to go get a new lug wrench until Friday. It's Tuesday right now, so I'll probably have to complete that project at a later date. But at least I eliminated where the problem was coming from, so that makes me feel a lot better. I feel like I've accomplished something, and hopefully soon I'll get it fixed because it's freaking annoying. I definitely got some work done because my hands are dirty. That's a good thing. Oops. E-brake. So I should hopefully have more Jeep videos coming soon. I need to do an oil change eventually, and I've actually been wanting to smoke my taillights. I got a friend who did it himself and it actually looks really good, so he might help me out with that. But I'd like to keep the white. I think it would look good with the black and the white, and it would fit the whole full blacked out theme that I'm going for with the Jeep, because right now it looks really good with just the black rims and the black paint. So I like to stand out a little bit. I don't like to have just boring, unique, or I don't like to have boring vehicles. So the good news is I feel really accomplished with what I've done this morning already, because it's not even 11 o'clock and I've already figured out one of the problems of my Jeep. So I feel really good about that. Now I just gotta get the garage cleaned up a bit so I can maybe get started on that garage door opener, because I need to get that done. Alright, so that didn't take too long. I know it kind of looks like I shoved everything to one side, but at least it made room so I can start working on the garage door opener. I can honestly say though I probably won't get this done today because there is a lot of steps. And this book has got a million things to do. But I can at least get started on it. Alright, now I got all my tools together. Get ready to get started on this thing. Took a while because I had to track them all down. My tools are everywhere. And this is what I'll be installing. Well, getting started on installing, that is. And here's all the parts that are included. I think these are for like inside the vehicle to turn it on. Whoa. Apparently they already got batteries in. It's cool. Looks like these all just kind of interlock. Alright, there's step one. Step one's all done. Got the rail done. Now the next step is going to be putting the rail onto the motor. The thing that frustrates me about these kind of things is they always tell you to put a certain bolt on the well, they have certain bolts in the instructions, but they never actually mark them. So now I gotta kind of guesstimate which bolt it is in this bag of bolts. So that's kind of annoying. Okay, so I got the rail mounted to the motor. And that's done with step 2. Now I'm getting started on step 3, which is attaching the pulley and the cable. I have a feeling this part's going to be a little tricky. So, here we go. Word of advice, guys, make sure that you really study the instructions, because this rail right here was actually facing the opposite way, and there's like tabs that lock it in place over here, and so I had to get Kaylee's help so that I could pull this out and flip it over, because I didn't bother to look at the instructions correctly. I thought it was like the same upside down. So yeah, you just want to make sure you study them. Alright, step 3 is done. Should be able to, I think the next step is to put the cable on. Far too often on instructions for building things, I see the instructions are wrong. And I'm not just misreading, I'm actually very sure that it's wrong. Right here on step 3, it shows the cable with a link on the end, which I have, like so. But then we go to the next step, step 4. I'm supposed to attach this cable link to this piece right here. Well, the trolley. It doesn't really need to be in focus because you kind of get the point. It's hard to do all of that at the same time and zoom in, but when I go to the instructions, the part that's supposed to attach doesn't show that cable link. It shows that I have to put these pieces together right here through that eyelet on the trolley, but it has no link on it. I kind of just have to wing it and hope that it goes right. So I'm gonna just go with that for now. Hopefully that's what you're supposed to do. Again, the instructions are wrong, so we'll see. I think now I'm supposed to pull the cable out and attach it to the motor. Alright, I got the chain all installed now. I'm just tightening it down to make sure that it's nice and tight for pulling the door open and closed. It's a very slow process. Well, the garage door opener itself is practically done. The chain isn't really in the desired spot yet. I'm still trying to figure out why. But the good news is I got it to work. So, at least it's working. So Kaylee and I came out here to try and get the remote and the garage door opener figured out because we were having issues with that and not really understanding why. Tried looking it up, it's hard to find anything on it. And then I was looking at the ceiling and realized that we might run into an issue where the plug-in and the wires are actually kind of really close to the door itself. And I mean, this thing's pretty long, so it's probably going to be way back there, which is going to leave kind of a bit of a gap between the plug-in and the wires. So I think what we're going to do, instead of finishing this today, because we really don't have the know-how, we're going to get her dad's help with it. Hopefully we can get help, and if not, we'll have to figure it out on our own, but that leaves that project done with for today. I'm glad that I got done as much as I wanted to get done today, so at least there's that. So it's the next day. We didn't end up doing the garage door opener today. We just didn't get around to it, so I'm gonna end the video here. Sorry again that it's just another unfinished project. I have a lot of those. I'm working on trying not to do that so much, but we have so much that we want to get done all the time, and so we get started on it and then it gets frustrating and we just have to come back to it. But at least I'm getting stuff done when I need to get it done. I mean, I got some pretty good headway on the garage door opener yesterday, so at least there's that. But if you guys still want to see more house improvements, definitely hit that like and subscribe button. And we're constantly trying to improve our house and our lives, so just stay tuned for all that, and I appreciate you guys watching. Take care.